Good morning. Welcome to another fantastic Sunday morning where we get started with Pew Packers. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like fountain. I've got joy like fountain. I've got joy like fountain in my soul. I've got joy like fountain. I've got joy like fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like the ocean. I've got love like the ocean. I've got love like the ocean in my soul. I've got love like the ocean. I've got love like the ocean. I've got love like the ocean in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got love like the ocean in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got love like the ocean in my soul. Roll the gospel chariot along. Roll the gospel chariot along. Roll the gospel chariot along, and don't tag along behind. But if a sinner's in the way, we will stop and pick them up. If a sinner's in the way, we will stop and pick them up. If a sinner's in the way, we will stop and pick them up, and don't tag along behind. But if the devil's in the way, we will run right over him. If the devil's in the way, we will run right over him. If the devil's in the way, we will run right over him, and don't tag along behind. Fuzzy little caterpillar climbing up a tree. He wiggled left, he wiggled right, he wiggled right at me. I put him in a box. Don't go away, I said, but when I opened up the box, a butterfly instead. Now I could never make one, even if I tried, but only God in heaven can make the butterfly. So we've been staying in the Old Testament in the book of 1 Samuel. So now it's time to go to the next book in 2 Samuel. So I hope you guys are ready for this story. Our story this morning comes from the book of 2 Samuel, and it's called David and Shimei. In the latter years of King David, he gathered all of the troops that were still loyal to him, and they fled Jerusalem and went into hiding. They left Jerusalem, headed down the Jordan Valley, passing through the village of Bahurim. Living in that village was Shimei from the same clan as King Saul's family, who held bitter grudges against David. He pelted stones at David and his officials, shouting, get out, you murderer, you scoundrel. God is repaying you for killing Saul's family, and Absalom will be king." One of David's bodyguards, Abishai, asked David, "Why should this dead dog curse you? Let me go over there and cut off his head." But David refused to give the order. "If my own son Absalom is trying to kill me, Shimei has more reason to do so. Spare his life. Maybe God will turn his cursing into a blessing." So David and his men continued along the road while Shimei went along the hillside, cursing him, throwing stones, and showering dirt on them. Sometime later, David and his men finally arrived at their destination, and they were exhausted. If you've had stones and dirt thrown at you and people yelling at you this whole time, I think we'd be pretty tired too. So once they reached their destination, they refreshed themselves, they probably slept, and they just got ready to do whatever they were going to do next. So even though Shimei was cursing and throwing things at David and his men, David still was not willing to give the order to have him killed. He said that he can turn this cursing, the cursing that Shimei was doing him, into a blessing. I think there's so many applications that we could take from that there are so many things that go on in our lives that we should always look for the blessing in each and every one of them. Thank you so much for going through this story with me. Wasn't that a great story? I love going through all of these and learning some of the stories in the Old Testament and the New Testament. And hopefully, maybe you guys are hearing something that you've heard a while back or maybe haven't heard at all. And I hope that you guys gain a lot from these stories. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong, they are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me, yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Thank you so much for being with us.